Oh, my volume is not that well. Welcome with the connection. I think it's caused by the this thing of load shedding. Uh, but finally, I managed to connect. So I will need us to recap on what we did last. Um, I introduced the Latin square design last week. I defined what is as a Latin square design. Um, Again, I also spoke about a standard Latin square. How can you tell if this one is a standard Latin square design? I spoke about that. We even compared the differences between Latin square design and also standard Latin square design. And we also try to connect the chapter 2, chapter 3, and this chapter, that what is the difference between randomized block design and um, uh, Latin square design. Yes, Shogun.
Good day, sir.
Yes.
Uh, I want to ask something under the Latin square design. So I want to know if we have
Yes.
the
Let me
model
let, let
to.
me recap. Let let me recap first, and then we'll come to that one. Can you allow me to recap?
Okay.
I'm just trying to explain what happened last week before we can come up with the questions. I don't have a problem
Okay,
with questions,
sir.
but can you allow me to recap what we
Yeah.
covered, so that those who missed the class, they should know that they must go back and do these things. As I was saying, you must know the difference between Latin square design and randomized block design. Again, how do you do randomization in Mr. Levo's part? How is randomization performed in um, randomized block design compared to the CRD? Ask those type of questions. So it means please try to sit down and then read this theory. Theory is very, very important, colleagues or leaders. You cannot do um, some calculations without even understanding why you are doing that. That is why now, how do I identify? How do I identify a treatment? I don't think this is the right time to ask that question. So it means we still have. It means we're supposed to go back to chapter 1, to the definitions now. So understand the definitions before you do the application part. Again, I spoke about the 3 general properties of Latin square design. That this is what was covered last week. That we have 3 properties of Latin square design, where we said it's having a 2 blocking factors. You're blocking by row and by column. The number of blocks is always equal to the number of columns and equal to the number of treatment. You can summarize this, but make sure that you don't lose you don't lose the meaning of what we're trying to say here. The third one, we said Latin square design can be replicated. Now, the next section that I'm going to cover now is this part here. The third property. We're saying a Latin square design can be repeated with additional experimental unit. So the next section that I'm going to cover now is that it's a Latin square design, but in each and every cell, we are having replication. But the good thing about Latin square design, you don't test for the interaction. So Latin square design, if you can check the disadvantages there of Latin square design, there will be a part where we're talking about the interaction effects. So another thing that you have to do, which is a must, you must go and read what? There's a reason why this part is in red. There's a reason why this part is in red. I said, read about the advantages and disadvantages of Latin square design from the study guide. Whenever you are preparing, like for the Friday test, don't ignore the study guide. Then ignore the theory from the study guide. So please use these things, the study guide together with my class notes. Combine the two. When you get to the test, I know you'll be extra ready. Combine the two. Don't only focus on my notes. Also try to visit the study guide. Yes, Shogani, what was your question?
Okay, so my question was under RBD, ne?
Yeah,
We did
randomized.
RBD.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
We did model 1 and model 2, the random
yes,
the random and the
and fixed.
fixed.
Yes, yes,
So when we test for the model 1, we were
yes,
testing for the treatment means and blocks. That's where we check if
yes,
they are significantly different or insignificant.
yes.
So under the
And the
the
blocks,
random
for the
model.
blocks, we are checking for the effectiveness of the blocks, right?
So that's my question there. Because under model 1, the
Yeah, you can
the
continue.
the pardon,
Yeah, I'm listening.
say, okay. I'm saying under model 1 for blocks, under
Shogani,
model 1. Say, can you hear me?
I'm not sure if it's my network or it's his network.
I can hear you, say.
Yes, I can hear you.
Say.
Yes, continue. So, what is your question?
Okay, my question is, how do we conclude under model 2? Because it seems like under model 1, we're testing for the for the differences of the blocks. But under model 2, we're checking if it's effective or ineffective.
No, no, my brother. Model two, the random effect model, you are testing for the what? For the variability, isn't it? Which I don't think Mr. Levo covered it. Am I wrong? For chapter three, you should not worry about the random effect models for chapter three. You only focus on the fixed effect models. Fixed effect model for chapter three. Same applies to the chapter that we're dealing it with now. The only focus is on chapter is only on fixed effect models.
Okay, so
I'm not saying, yeah, so you should not worry about a random effect model for Friday test. Now our focus is on fixed effect models.
okay, so
So again, this one is very very important. Please, whenever you get a question, maybe from the study guide, where you are asked to 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 analyze the data and draw conclusion. Please, your first question that you have the first question that you have to answer is to write the model. Please note this one down. Whenever you're given a question, the first thing that you have to do, write the model down. Even if you are not asked, can you please learn how to write the model of each and every design? Well, if I can ask you to write a Latin square design model, you should be able to write it now and define all the parameters. If I can ask you to write a randomized block design model, you should be able to do that. Same applies to what? Same applies to random block by treatment interaction. If you are asked, even if it's not asked on the study from the study guide, question number one, please learn how to write the model down. I'm begging you when coming to that one. And again, two, concerning the formula sheet, it must be clear. Concerning the formula sheet, the formulas are what? Most of the formulas are based on what? On the ANOVA. We cannot put all these formulas. We cannot put the formula for finding the standard deviation. We cannot put the formula for finding the mean. So most of the formulas that you should expect, there should be there are the formulas that can help you to do what? To construct an ANOVA table. Please capture that one right. We cannot give you all these formulas from the study guide. So it means we'll have a 20-page question paper. So please, let's get that one right. Because you'll be given a formula sheet, it doesn't mean that you'll be given everything. So as I'm saying, most of the formulas that are there, they're focusing on what? On the ANOVA tables. They will help you to construct what? An ANOVA, to maybe to start constructing your ANOVA table. Not that will give you all these formulas. Some of the formulas, you have to know them. With that summary, as I've explained that now, the next section that I'm going to cover now is Latin square design, but with replication from each cell. But the good thing about Latin square design, we won't have what? We won't have, what is this? We won't have interaction. That's the next section that we're going to cover. And again here, last week I tried to write few some of the possible questions that can you can have from what from all these experiments. He said the first one, I say you must know how to write a model, you must know how to find an ANOVA table. This is the main one, guys. If you check from your quiz, if this is wrong, if whatever will follow there will be wrong, right? So make sure that you get the ANOVA table right. Since you said you need the formula sheet, maybe since you're having the formula sheet, you won't make that mistake that you made the last time. So please make sure that your ANOVA table is right. Because if your ANOVA table is wrong, or in most cases, these other questions will be, all the remaining questions will be affected. Because when you test, you'll be testing using the wrong F. When you test for the blocks again, you'll be using the wrong F. Calculation of the treatment effects, maybe this one you can get it because you just need the means to find that. Pairwise comparison or confidence intervals, you need what? You need the MSE to be correct. So if B is wrong, it's going to affect you in a serious. So please try to, yeah, it's fine. What you can do, leaders, generate the questions like the way I did there. Generate your, if you're having a question from the study guide, you find that from a study guide it's only one question. For example, let me show you what I'm talking about. I want to project a study guide now and explain this part. From there we'll move to replicated Latin square. And while I'm still trying to open, Mr. Lebo will be coming tomorrow in the afternoon session to give you the feedback of the quiz. Now is going to solve the problem. Remember the way I explained how you are supposed to solve the problem. But Mr. Tlibo tomorrow in the afternoon during the tutorials, he will come and explain on how were you supposed to answer those questions, because he's saying he's not happy with your performance. You are not doing well. I don't know what was the problem, but he's worried that he's saying you are not doing well from that quiz there. So, but another reason for that, you see, the attendance is not good. On Friday, I was having 45 students. On Friday, today I'm having 50. That's right. That's right. Mula, are you here? Oh, I don't know why. What is happening? Let's check out this question, guys. You are given this problem. You are only asked to do what? The only question that is given is to what? Is to analyze the data. You are asked to estimate the missing observation, isn't it? From there, you analyze the data and draw what? And draw conclusions. But except this question, what else can be asked from this problem? Can anyone help me with that one? Yes, the question, guys. From your study guide, you are only asked one question. Let's create more questions there. What else can be asked from the very same data set? Over to you, leaders. What else can be asked from the same data set? Open
Pairwise
open your mic.
comparison.
You can do pairwise comparison. You see, it is not there. Another thing that you can do is what?
We can check if the blocks are effective.
You can check if the blocks are effective, isn't it? Let's continue. Let's generate questions. You see, so what we have to do, you should not only answer what is being asked there for practice, right? But if this was a test, it's fine. You answer what you have being asked, isn't it? But now, for the sake of practice, create your own questions there. What is the other question that I said you must create always when you solve my problems?
You
What is
write
the first question that I
the
said you must?
model.
You write the model and define the parameters, right? You write the model yij equal to mu plus tau I plus beta j plus eij. You indicate what is your block, what is your treatment. Please do that for the sake of practice. Two, as I've indicated, you can do pairwise comparison here. If you rejected the null hypothesis, you can find the treatment effect in it. You know the formula of finding the treatment effect. There are a lot of things that we can do there. Yes, Manga. Yes, you can find the confidence interval. Thank you,
Sir,
Kindi. Yes.
sir, can I have the formula for SST correction?
Where
There's this
SST
form correction, the one where we have
from
to
where?
find SST from this problem. If you have a missing observation, you can find the SST correction.
No, I don't know about that one.
You
That
don't know
one
about it?
usually you get it when you run using a software.
Yes,
So don't complicate things. Don't
there-
complicate things, Mrs. Manga. You are going far now.
there's a
Don't
formula for
complicate
the.
things. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Don't
Yes.
complicate things. You are complicating things if you want to find the corrected total. I know what you're talking about. Because from what we said, Mr. Smanga here, let's read this together. Mrs. Manga, are you there? Mrs. Manga,
Sorry, I'm here, sir.
can you please read this part for us? Read this part, the part that I highlighted now.
After replacing the missing value with the estimated one, the ANOVA of unbalanced data with one missing observation will be the same as for the balanced data.
Are, are we fine now, Mrs. Manga? Let's follow
Yeah.
this. What we are asking is out of scope. It's possible, but it's out of scope. So let's follow this, Mr. Manga, for now, right? What you are saying, I know it, but it's out of your level. Let's follow this, Mr. Manga. Are we fine with that one? Is Mr. Manga still there?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's not complicate things. Now, for now, let's follow this instruction that after replacing the missing value, the ANOVA table for unbalanced data with one missing observation will be the same as for balanced data, which means we still use the same formulas. As long as you replace the missing observation, now the problem become balanced. And now you know that the scope for Friday test is chapter 3 and chapter 5 so far. But if you have checked, whenever you see a missing value, what do you do from chapter 3 and chapter 5? If you see a missing value, what do? You estimate it, isn't it? So you must know that even if you are not asked to estimate the missing value, but you know that the section that we're dealing with now, if there's a missing value, you must do the right thing. You must estimate it. Even if you are not asked to estimate, but you know that you cannot perform what? The analysis without estimating that missing observation. So whenever you see a missing observation, rule number one, you do what? You estimate that missing observation. And now you do your calculations. So with that, yes.
So for this problem, the degree of freedom of the tutor won't be affected.
No. Let's not. Only affected when dealing with Latin square.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, my brother. So let's go back to the notes. Now, can allow me to move to pretty. Pretty. Pretty.
Yes.
Yes, I'm listening. I'm listening, my sister. I noticed your hand is up. Dube. Pretty Dube.
Sir,
Dube hand is up.
sir,
Yes. Yes.
I want to know with model 2 for RBD, what do we do after H0 and H1?
Which model?
For RBD model 2, because we only got
Did
H0 and
Mr.
H1 only.
Model 2 is random effect model, right?
Yes, but then we didn't
But
get mod.
I ruled on that one. I said Mr. Lewo didn't cover that part, so you should not worry about random effect models. I just ruled on it a few minutes ago.
Oh, sorry, sir, I came in late.
Oh, that's fine. You are welcome. Omu?
Sir, while you're still on the guide, can you please go to page 25? I want to ask something
No,
there.
explain. I'm no longer going there. I just wanted to highlight something. Explain, Omu. I'll listen. I know that study guide. Don't worry.
Okay, so
I know that study
from
guide.
that guide, there is an example of it was operator by filter. So I wanted to understand how do we see our block there? Because I didn't find that statement that link our experimental units and the treatment. And I mean
I think
group there.
is the very is I think that one home is the very same example that you did with Mr. Lewo, right?
Yeah, but it said
Is
we
there
use
is
that
there
technique.
is there in the office? I don't want to say something different from what you have said. Same applies to what happened in the quiz. It seems like this the way where you agreed with him. Now I think there's a confusion, so I want him to be the one explaining, so that we don't contradict each other. So that one, can I leave it to for Mr. Lewo? Because it's his section.
Okay,
I thank you.
thank you, sir.
Can I get the last question before so that I can continue? Let this one it will be the last question. Pretty, your hand is still up. Oh, it's Sacramento. Makubel.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, my brother.
Yeah, like I heard Omu asking about that one for. Let me see if I have it here. It's page what home.
Even if you
25.
can see filter by operator example.
Oh, so I agree on the information we are given by the statement saying it's block by treatment. I think you can just answer that one from the block by treatment, and then when it is operator by filter, you just know automatically that operator is a block, and then
But can I come in leadership, Makwele? So if
Yes.
I say is treatment by block, what? So I think like the way you are saying it is dangerous. You know, it's like saying what leadership Makuel. It's like saying treatments are always on the row side and blocks are always on the columns. It's like saying something like that. So I have a feeling that it's like we're trying to memorize. Let's be safe here. Let's get it from the statement. What when this experiment was being conducted, what was the main reason? Before we can bring in the block, what was the main reason for conducting that experiment? That would be our what? That would be our treatment. But as I've said when I wanted to rule on this one, since that part you were taught by Mr. Levo, I don't know how he taught you Akirba Faith. So please allow me to pause on this one. Mr. Levo, tomorrow when he give you the feedback for the when he give you the feedback for the quiz, you also bring this question in. I think you will have time to explain that part. Please.
All right.
So now I want to continue. You remember our third property? Our third property we said, let's check the third property of Latin square design. The number C, letter C. Now the next section is about this one here. Latin square design can be repeated with additional experimental unit to obtain more replications of the treatment. So here's an example of replicated Latin square. Here it is, leaders. Replication of Latin square design. Here it is. So how will you see that the Latin square is replicated? In each and every cell, you'll have more than one value. That's how you see that the design, there's a replication there. But the model won't change. The model won't change. The only thing that we added there is what, guys? What is the difference between this model of replication Latin square design and the normal Latin square design? Can you notice the difference? Please open your study guide, check the model for or let me go back to the study guide because this information is
Is
from the
the
study
M.
guide. Is the M right? Thank you very much. When you write the normal Latin square design, you don't have that M. Why? Because your I will go with the rows, your J will go with what? The columns, the K will go with the treatments. But now because we have replication, your I still goes with the rows, J will go with the columns, K will go with the treatments, M will go with replication. Are we fine when coming to that? So the procedure is similar to the one that we did last week, the normal Latin square, but it's just now we're going to modify the formula. That is the only thing that is going to happen. We're going to modify the formula. So if I explain the formula, you should be able to do it. So this question will form part of what? Of your tomorrow's tutorial. So now I want us to generate questions for the tutorials. Sacramento Makubele,
Yes, sir.
what could be our first question?
Here.
We want to generate questions here. What did
So
I say?
to write the general model.
Write the general model. Let's create. So whenever you read, create your own questions. Avoid that thing of saying Maluleke will never ask this. No, generate them. We are not involved in setting the test, isn't it? It's me. So generate your own questions. Generate more questions. Write the general model of this experiment. I want to capture the way you said it of this experiment and define the parameters based on the what? On the given problem. On the given problem. What do we mean by this, guys? you know that your rows are what? Your rows are cars. So you go to that model, you write that Yij equal to beta j. You write those mu plus beta j plus tau. Oh, it can be what? It can be rho I plus beta j plus tau k plus aij. So you define what is your rho. When I say based on the given problem, it means you must indicate that from the given problem, I goes with what? I goes with what? Car effect. Car represent what? The rho. J goes with what? With the J's effect, which is what? Is the column. K goes with the treatment. What is your treatment based on a given problem? Your treatment is what? Is the brand of the what? Of the tires. And the error is normally distributed around the mean of 0 and sigma squared. You have answered the question perfectly so. Analyze the data and draw conclusion. It means you must know that you should test for the treatment, you test for the blocks, you test for all the blocks, because it's not clear what you are supposed to test, but you know that you are going to have F for the treatment, F for the rows, F for the column. So let's continue. Sacramento, can you suggest someone to answer my next question or to give us the next question? Can you give me, suggest the name? Check the list there.
Oh, let me check. Let me check.
You can call anyone that you are sure that the person is in class. You can call anyone.
Hey, really? Smanga, can you please give us
Manga,
a
create a question for us. We have 2 so far. This one, it covers, yes. Can you choose another name? It seems like it's not here. Yes, I'm
Okay.
listening.
Sir, sir,
Yes,
can you hear me?
yes. We can hear you, Smang.
Okay, I was saying calculate the effect of each treatment.
Calculate the estimate of treatment effect, isn't it? What else? Choose a name, someone from the class, Umu. Mariman, Smanga. Yes.
Okay, sir, Manyam,
Yes. Manyama,
Manyam.
is he in class? Make sure that the person is here. So what I'm trying to say, guys, the only way to check if you understand or not, it doesn't mean that you have to get 10 data sets for you to understand what we are doing. 2 data sets are enough. You look for the one which is unbalanced. For chapter 3, for example, you create questions. You look for the one that is unbalanced. You create questions. You go for treatment by blocks. You remember the one from the quiz? You are given the means. You must know how to maneuver, how to get back to normal when you are given the means. You go and look for a normal data set. You do the same. Now you move to chapter 5. You get a normal Latin square design. You create your own questions. You get one which is having a missing observation. You estimate the missing observation. You construct an ANOVA table. You generate questions for yourself. From there you are done. Doesn't mean that you must have 15 ANOVA tables to prove that you understand. So there can be what? Pairwise comparison. Yes? Yes, Tayani? Roslyn?
Afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, my sister.
I wanted to add questions on questions.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm listening.
That one which says, is it necessary to perform pairwise comparison
Like
and give a reason.
perform pair, or is it necessary to perform pairwise comparison? Give reason, isn't it? Or you can say perform pairwise comparison if pairwise comparison if necessary, isn't it? So now suppose the question is like this. We covered how many pairwise comparison methods? 4, right? If the question is like that, it's not clear which method to use, isn't it? You use the one that you prefer. So for practice the 4 methods, because you never know which one I will bring. Check the first test. People ignored Takey. Takey was there. People were disappointed because you set your own question paper. Yes, let's go.
Sir,
Let's generate questions, right? Yes.
sir.
Yes.
From the guide when we have missing value, I saw something that the LSD formula will change. Is that true, Mosne?
For what? Which section?
When we have a missing value under Latin square.
Yeah, it will change because remember the degrees of freedom of error is affected. And again, the formula is there in the study guide. Don't worry about that one for now. Those type of questions they can come for the assignment. Don't complicate things home.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Let's go. Are we done? Are we done with creating questions? Are these the only questions? Are these some of the questions that you can expect? Yes, but try to generate more questions. Not ignoring what? Not ignoring the theory. If you understand the theory, it will be easy for you to understand what? The application part. So based on my comments, now let me go to the study guide. Now I'll come back to this document so that we cover the last part. So if we check from your study guide, or this pamphlet, we have this crossover design. So for this crossover design, I will explain it, but I won't assess you based on this section. I will explain what do we mean by crossover design for the sake of knowledge, but I won't test you with this crossover design. So just explain how does it differ with why is it having what is the meaning of crossover? Because it's a crossover, but it's still a Latin square design, but which is a crossover. I will explain, but don't expect any assessment based on what crossover design, both in the in the test and in the exams. Is it clear, guys? But I will explain how it works. Did you capture my?
Janisa,
I'm good, and you, my brother.
Sharp, while you're still on the part of explaining, when I check, most of the time we don't really get the marks of theory. So I want to ask you, how do we really answer these questions for theory? Because as for myself, specifically myself, I'm always getting wrongs on theory, and sometimes I try to study, but I get zeros. So I want to ask,
Okay.
since we are also saying that we need to explain this one of crossover, because I will go and know the definition, but I know good on the test.
Mr. Mabunda, I was saying for crossover design, I will explain how it works, but I won't assess you. I will explain for the sake of knowledge, not saying it will be. So it means this one I will explain, but don't expect it in one of our assessments. I won't ask it. But it's necessary for you to know because you never know where you'll be going tomorrow. What if you want to go and do honors somewhere? And then when you get there, crossover design is there. I decided to skip it. You see, so I will explain the crossover design, but it won't be there for the test or for any assessment, tests, assignments, exams. This section here, crossover design, it won't be there. But I will explain what do we mean by crossover design. I want to spend more time on these ones which you can be assessed from. So this one I can even cover it tomorrow in the first section. This one, the crossover design, I can cover it tomorrow. Today I want to us to focus on this replicated Latin square design and Grieco. Candy, your mic is on. What is happening?
So I wanted to know if we're still gonna have an assignment.
Yes, you'll have an assignment. You'll get your assignment before you go for recess.
Okay.
Yeah, next week you'll get. I think next week we'll have to prepare your assignment. Now our focus is on the test. So next week,
Okay.
before you, because you're closing next week Friday, right?
Mm.
I think you're closing somewhere next week Friday.
So we must submit
Yes, it's
before
next.
the recess.
No, you submit after recess because it will be a group assignment. You'll group yourselves, guys. Maybe the group of 15 students or 20. So let me share the study guide again, but now focusing on a different thing. I'm not giving Mr. Homer an opportunity to go back to that page. I want to cover my part now because remember, we are preparing for the Friday test, right? So you should close all this. You must make sure that you must benefit for coming to class, right? You must benefit. You should not perform like the person who's not even attending classes. You guys, you are attending classes, so by doing so, it must show that indeed you are attending classes. Oh yeah, here's the part that we're going to discuss, guys. A replication of Latin square. So this is feasible when two or more experiments can be obtained in each cell. In each cell, defined by levels of rows blocking factors and column blocking factors. So you're simply saying when you get a question, in each and every cell, you'll have a letter representing the treatment, and then again, you'll have what? You'll have more than one number. So if there's no way that in each and every cell you can have different replications. If cell 1 is having 3 values, it means even the other cells will have how many values? The same values. So that's what it's saying here. You can have 2 or more experimental units. 2 or more experimental units can be obtained from each cell defined by levels of row blocking and column blocking. The Latin square design can be repeated 2 or more times using the same experimental unit. The example of that, of what we're saying is here. Let me show an example. It's similar to what we did in class, but I converted it to what? To be, to not to have replications. You remember this data set. I used this data set earlier, but I decided to make this what? To make these values not to be replications. I said this is 40.5, 70.6. But now if you can check, in each and every cell, you have how many values? You have 2 values. You have 40 and 50, 70 and 60, 20 and 30. So this is what? This is a replicated Latin square design. Let's go to the formula. Let's go to the formulas. Again, you'll be testing for, you'll be guided by the model. Let's go back to the model. Let's see this part, guys. I think Latahome already explained, or Dube, I'm not sure who was answering this question. I said, what is the difference between this model and the normal Latin square? And then one of the leaders indicated that because now we have the replication is here to take care of this M is here to take care of what? the replication from each and every cell. So based on that example, our M is equal to 2. So let's check the formulas. So as I said earlier, the formula sheet will be given, and focusing much on the what? On the construction of the ANOVA table. For example, if you are given this one, you are safe, right? If you are given this formula SST, you are safe. If you want to know if the rest, SSR, if you are given this, I think it's more than enough. SSC, if you are given this, is something, because that's where you said you are struggling, right? In memorizing these things. So if you are given this part here, this part, I don't think you will have a problem, unless if you didn't read that all. And again, please use your time wisely, right? So let's check the difference between these formulas. The Latin square design formula, it was saying SST equal to 1 over T, the normal Latin square design. It was saying 1 over T. This one, because you have replication, you multiply that T with what? With R. These are the only differences that you'll find now. Compare the two. From there, performing the analysis is still the same like what? The other normal Latin square problem. You see this one? The difference is what? Is this R here. So you just multiply your what? Your denominator, you multiply with what? With TR. So my task will be, can we please solve this problem together? But we will focus only on the sum of squares, this part. The rest, the other part, you can do them on your own. I want us to do this problem together now, taking into consideration that we have the replications. So can someone copy these values down? And I want us to do the problem. I want us to do that problem together. From there, we move to the Greco Latin square design. And then I think that one won't be able to cover it based on the remaining time there. I will complete it tomorrow in the first session. From there, I will tell you where to stop to prepare for the test. I can only have that answer tomorrow. Today, I don't think I can have the answer on what is the scope for Friday test. So can you please copy the data set? I want to go to the whiteboard. Sacramento.
Sir.
Why didn't you attend my class on Friday? You are not one of the 45 who attended. But I'm happy today you attended. You are not one of the. You are one of the 50 students that are here. I'm happy for that.
It's on Friday. I was having a too much schedule. I was having a presentation and then writing at the same time.
So in future, don't do that. Previously, we're allowed to give surprise quizzes. You are lucky because now that rule was cancelled, that no surprise quizzes. If it was during the old times, I was going to give surprise quiz. And then you give a quiz that is simple, so that those who are there can benefit. So please, missing classes is not a good thing, because you may find that people maybe find that who are here now, they cannot even follow because they didn't attend on Friday. They didn't even look at those, visit the recording and so forth. And if you check, Mr. Makuele, I shared some notes with you, isn't it? The ones,
Yes.
the handwritten one. At the handwritten one, I indicated that for you to open those notes, I heard that you must install what is called Windows Journal. I don't know if there's someone who managed to install the Windows Journal. Check if you be able to, because I heard that for the only way for you to be able to open that file, you have to install Windows Journal. So I'm not sure if there's anyone who managed to do that. I made that they did this announcement last week that
I did
for
see
you
they
to,
do
because
open
I heard
on
that
your Windows Journal.
they do open, right?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Novella. You heard the Mr. Sacramento. Ne? I don't want to be accused that Mr. Maluleke shared the notes with us. He knows that they're not opening. That's why he shared the note with us. I know this politics.
Okay. I won't complain.
So please, this note will only be will make sense provided you listen to the recording and then try to follow whatever is happening here. But it's not that difficult, leaders. So now I want us to go to replicated Latin square, and then I will introduce the Graeco with the remaining time. So don't worry about crossover. I will explain, but I won't ask you questions based on that section. People are saying now the scope is too much. So I'm trying to help you here. Can someone give me the what? The the note? Sorry, that data set. You have IQ level. Is it starting from high or starting from low? Is it high or low?
It's high.
High, right? High, average, low. The age is what?
20.
20, 30, 40. Let's give me the values now.
40 and 50.
40 and 50. They go with what?
C.
The second one?
It's C, say, not A.
Okay, let's go. Let's go fast. Let's
For,
focus on the values. We'll write the letters afterwards.
40 and 40.
40. The last one?
50 and 40.
Yes. Someone in the meantime
17, 60.
find the totals. In the meantime, can someone find the totals here? It's what, my brother?
1760. 30 and 20. 55 and 50.
Yes.
20 and 30. 78. 25, 25.
Sacramento, help us with the totals for the IQ. You add these 6 values. Now let's go to the letters in the meantime, Shokani.
It's C, B,
It's
A.
C,
B, A.
B, A. Okay.
Say, I can't see my calculator here.
Yeah.
I can't find my calculator. I'm not.
Ask someone to help you. Ask to help you.
All right.
Shokani, let's go.
BAC.
You can nominate someone to help you, Sacramento. Yes?
BAC.
The last
Raymond,
one is fine.
can you help us with
Sorry?
the values there?
Values are there from well,
Hey, sir.
values are there from the time.
Okay, at the chat. Okay, it is 260, 285, and then 250.
The totals
260, 285, then 250.
and for the columns, high,
Yeah, let's go, guys, for the columns. Then we have those values there.
270,
And for the
280,
treatment,
245.
and to what? 45.
Yes.
What is the last one? And then the grand total?
795.
So now, give me the totals of the treatments. The total for the treatment, you know how to find that? Give, yes.
For the first treatment,
I'm listening, Mrs. Manga.
for A,
Mrs. Manga,
for treatment A
thank you. Yes.
is 180. Then
For
for
treatment B,
treatment B is 260. And C
thank
is
you. C,
345.
the last one.
345. You can
When you add,
confirm the
when you
value.
add your three, the sum, the totals for treatment, are you getting 795?
It's 90, sir.
Sorry.
For A, treatment A
So
is
it is
190.
190.
Mrs. Manga, do you agree with the corrections?
Yes.
Is 290 or 190? What is the figure, guys? 290 or 190?
190.
190.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mrs. Manga, for the values. So now, if we want to calculate now, since we managed to come up with this summary, we are done. So it means if we want to find SS treatment, now SS treatment, because it is replicated, will be given by 1 over T multiplied by what? But R, by R, summation of Y dot K dot squared, isn't it? Because the other ones goes with what? Y dot, because this one we don't have the interaction. That is why you cannot use the dot to, isn't it? That is the formula, guys. So let's find the first one. What is your R? Your R is 2. Let's also find the first one. The treatment, the totals are there, 190, 260, 265. So you will say 190 squared plus 260 squared plus 345 squared. Divide by, how many treatments do we have? 3. How many replications do we have? 2. Minus the sum, you said 795 squared. How many values do we have? 3 squared multiplied by 2. You find the answer. So the same logic will be applied for, SS column, which is 1 over TR again. Column, it goes with the J, which means it's Y, summation of Y dot J dot squared minus Y dot squared over T squared R. We have the information. The sum of them is what? 270, 280, 245. So it means here you will have what? 270 squared is 280 squared, 245 squared divided by 3 squared by 2 minus 795 squared over, I think it's 18, right? So the last one will be the row. You have errors there. You have the totals there, 260, 265, or 260, 285, 250. What you'll do, same technique. SS row, you have 260, 285 plus 250 squared, divide by 3 multiplied by 2, minus 795 squared over 18. You'll find the answers there. The total now, before you find the error, the total now, because you have the replication, you will square each and every value from that table. So you'll say 40 squared plus 50 40 squared plus 50 squared up to 25 squared plus 25 squared minus 9795 squared divided by what? By 80. And the SSE is given by SSTO minus SST, SS row, SS column. So the other stuff, leaders, the MS, don't waste time and do them here. You construct the ANOVA table. You know you have the first part now. Now the rest you can do them from where? From the ANOVA table. You don't have to waste time and try to show us how you managed to find your MST, your MSE. No, show us from the ANOVA table. Show us. We don't have the whole day to write a test, right? You have only 2 hours. Manage your time. So, but if you're practicing, guys, what would be your first question? If you're practicing, can someone tell me how you was going to answer the first question? You know the question.
You give the general
You know the
model.
question. Give me the general. Give me that model. I'm ready. I want to write.
It's YIJKM.
YJKM. Yes.
Mu
I will help you with the parameters.
is J. Yeah.
Now, I said answer the question based on the what? On the given problem. You must indicate the what? You must indicate now the level of each thing factor here, isn't it? I goes from what? I go from what? I is represented by 20,
It's 1, 2,
30.
3.
Is it 1, 2, 3? It's not 20, 30, 40. These are not numbers, right? You can write it unless if those were numbers, isn't it? And then K goes with what? The treatment, isn't it? A, B, C. Isn't it, my brother? Kulu? Am I wrong?
Sir, last time you said you have to write the interval. I don't know if maybe now you're changing.
Yes, the interval. If it's 1, 2, 3, 4, you know the logic. You can say from 1 to 4, isn't it, Kulu?
Yeah.
Same applies to the treatment. The treatment, I can allow you to write what? The treatment, you can also write it.
Okay, sir.
Let me show you. For the treatment, this one here, this is the same as saying from A to C, isn't it? But this one, you must be careful here. Or even I can say from 20. But if you say 2 to 40, it won't make sense because we will assume that is 20, 21, 22, 23, what. So, but if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, you can say 1 to 4. But even if you wrote that, if it was a test, I was not going to penalize you. What I need is the understanding. But now you are not done. Define these parameters. Define this. Indicate that your row here indicate what? Indicate the effect of the age. The effect of age indicate that the BJ indicate the effect of what? Of IQ, indicate that tau k represent the effect of what? What is your treatment here? You check what is your treatment from the statement. The EIJ, you just indicate that the normally distributed around the mean of 0 and sigma squared. So that's how you define your parameters. So practice, guys, practice these things. So now, because we have this, the rest is history, right? The rest is history. So tomorrow, I will ask you to complete this problem. You complete this problem, construct an ANOVA table. Tomorrow, with the first 15 minutes, we have to, do the testing. Again, we perform pairwise comparison. Tomorrow, you have the start. What is left is what? The pairwise comparison, which we can do it tomorrow. The reason why I'm saying tomorrow, I want to introduce another section. So tomorrow we'll only have 2 sections. So I want to introduce them today. For in case if you want to go through my notes, you have the notes on Blackboard. If you want to read, the notes are straightforward. You'll follow. But I want to first explain how do they differ. How does the next section differ with whatever we've been doing, which is the Greco-Latin square. We're always enjoying here. We're enjoying. Now we move to another one now, which is called Greco-Latin square design. The simple theory about this, we're having 3 blocking factors. What are they? You block by row, you block by column, columns, and the third one you block by what? Greek letters. So that is the only difference that we'll have between Latin square design, the normal one, and Greco-Latin square design. We start with 2 blocking factors. Now we're done with the story of 2 blocking factors. Now we move to still it's called the Latin square design, but now we have what? 3 blocking factors. We block by rows, we block by column, we block by letters. So can someone give me the model now? Based on that explanation, give me the model. How many things are you going to test? At the end is 4, because you need what? The treatments. We're going to test for the 3 blocks and the 1 treatment. When you add the 2 is what? Is 4. Can someone give me the model? Shokan, you gave me the replicated one. Please give me the model of Greco. You have 3 blocking factors. So the model will be Yijk. You will add the subscript if there's a need there. Mu is the overall mean plus we can say row I for the rows, beta j for the columns. We need another one now for what? We need another one for the Greek letters. So maybe let's save our cow for the treatment. Now, can someone give me another Greek letter that you know?
Say,
Alpha.
Yes.
is this Greco found in the study guide?
It's not there, but it's part of the. It's like saying it's Duncan multiple range test in the study guide. The study guide is created by me, not the university. This is there in your calendar. The university calendar. Go and check the university calendar, how it is structured. Yes.
Okay.
It's good. I think what can guide you is the university calendar, not the study guide. If I don't cover something which is on the university calendar, that's where I'm wrong. So I'm covering the things that are on the university calendar. Did I answer your question, leadership?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yes. That's why I even gave you the notes because it's part of your syllabus. This is what, brother, is Latin. Who's the father? It's Latin square, isn't it? Isn't it, Mr. Square?
Yes.
Isn't it, Mr. Makuhela? So
Yeah.
if you go and check your study, your what do you call this one? If you go and check your university calendar, you will see that you have to do Latin square design. So this is one of the Latin square design.
All right.
So, which means, I hope I answered your question. You can even have follow-up questions if you still have. This one will go with the rows. This one will go with the columns. This one will go with the treatments. This one will go with the Greek letters. So you are going to test for 4 things now: 3 blocks and the treatments. 3 blocks and the treatments. So suppose, so there's you will check those notes. The question that I can ask you is it possible that we can have a 3 by 3 Greco-Latin square design? Give an example. Is it possible to have a 3 by 3 Latin square design? This is my question, guys. I will give you the letters. Arrange them the way you want them. So suppose we have a 3 by 3 Latin. Is it possible to have a 3 by 3 Greco? Oh, Greco. Greco is very, very important. Greco Latin square design. That is my question. So suppose we have 3 treatments. These are the treatments, right? So it means we must have what? Blocks, columns, we must have 1, 2, 3. Block, we must, rows, you must have 1, 2, 3. And Greek letters, you must have 3 also, isn't it? Suppose it's given by alpha, beta, and rho. Come up with a 3 by 3 Greco Latin square design. Or before we can go to that one, let's focus on, before we get to Greco, give me a design, a 3 by 3 Latin square design, focusing only on the first part. We can have what? We can have A, B, C, right? A, B, C. And then here we can have C and A, B, A. This is a 3 by 3 Latin square design, isn't it? Before we bring in the what? The Greek letters. So it means we have rows here. 1, 2, 3. We have columns here. 1, 2, 3. Isn't it, guys? This is what we're having. Can someone attach this? Now I want you to help me to attach the Greek letters. The Greek letters, you treat them like treatments. The letter should appear once and only once in each row and each column. Here you have the Greek letters, guys. Can someone work with me or do it? Make sure that each and every Greek letter appears once and only once in each row and each column. So suppose alpha is here. Where am I supposed to put the other ones? Can someone help me? If I put alpha there, you treat the Greek letters like the treatments. The letter should appear once and only once in each row and column. The way you did the way you attached the treatments. Can you please help me with the uh, uh,
In the middle.
Greek letters? If we have alpha there, what can I attach next to B?
Beta.
You can attach beta.
Okay, it's fine. This one I can attach row, right? Let's go.
Yes.
I'm listening.
You can attach row there. Beta. Sorry, beta there. And you have alpha. You have row on C.
Row. Okay.
Then the middle C you have row.
Row.
Yeah. And then you have alpha. You have alpha and beta.
Alpha where? Here. And then what am I supposed to have here? Beta. So
Yeah.
what are you saying about, so are you saying the totals for treatment A is equal to total of alpha? Because if you can check, wherever there is A, there is alpha. Wherever there's beta, there is B, there is beta. So you can never have a Latin square design, a 3 by 3 Latin square design. It's not possible for you to have what, to come up with because now it's fine. These Greek letters are not repeating in what, in any row or column. But the problem, they are attached to the same letter. This is not allowed. You see, if this is fine, we should not get another alpha attached to.
Mm. Network I go, there is something wrong here.
Something wrong.
I want to go reach child.
You see, A, wherever you see A is having alpha. So it's wrong. It means the sum for B is the same as the sum for beta. The sum for rho is the
Sorry,
same
sir.
as the sum for C. So this
Sir,
is not allowed. Yes.
can you please repeat your answer?
I was saying it's not possible to have a 3 by 3 Latin square design, a Greco Latin square design. Latin square design is only applicable when you have t greater than 3. This information is there. This information is there from that file that I shared with you guys. Let me show you. From there, we call it a day. I noticed that time is no longer on my side. Let me show you. So please go through this document before tomorrow. It will help you guys to understand these things better. Can you see this part, guys? Can you see? I wanted to. The reason why I said that, I wanted to explain this part. Greco-Latin square design exists for each t greater than 3. Do you understand it, guys? This statement here, when you say Greek letter exist, provided you have more than 3 treatments. Provided you have more than 3 treatments. So that's the only way you can have a what? A Greco problem. So it's not possible for you to have a 3 by 3 Greco Latin square problem. The reason it will be difficult for you to what? To assign what? Those Greek letters or the treatment. I thank you. Enjoy. So let's meet
Sir,
tomorrow. Our focus tomorrow will be on these two sections, the replicated Latin square design and the Graeco Latin square design. We do the application. From there, I give you the scope for the test. I thank you.